Brilliant, brilliant. Someone's unplugging his mic, so my voice is echoing everywhere. But welcome to the championship. We're in Canada. We've actually got all 20 races ready. So if we want to go, we all can. If everyone wants to ready up, and we'll get started a few minutes early. Can't hear. You probably can't hear a thing over all that mic crackling. I don't know who's doing that, but yeah, I do know who's doing it. Yeah, so let's go through the grid today. Yeah, we have got quite a few reserves in today. We've got a few races not in. Let's go through it. We've got Mercedes. We've got Jonesy. He's loving his team. He's really happy to be racing at Mercedes today. He's replacing, I think it's Julie who's not racing today, alongside Jake Slayer. Ferrari, it's Bevs and Welsh Marinado. Had a great first team performance last week. Red Bull got Adam and Vaisheng. Good to see Vaisheng racing. McLaren, they've got their usual strong partnership too. Renault have got Jake reserving today. Who's the other Renault driver? Can't remember. I do apologise to whoever that is. I think it's Woods. Yeah, Woods didn't vote. So Jake 46 is back. He did race for us in season 1. Alpha Tauri. We got Bradfield and Equaz. That's the new strong team. Sober Bradfield and a decent Equaz. Yeah, if people have just joined the stream, you can ready up. You can go. We are all ready. Racing Point, we've got Curly Red replacing Cryptic alongside Theo. Alfa Romeo, we've got Leparkta and Marvsky from the Premier League, who is reserving today again. And who's he reserving for today? I can't remember. Haas, we've got all new lineup with League 1 lineup. We've got Dylan Vintage replacing Argentini Alpha Fox, and for Williams we've got Ayrton and Sloth.
Strong championship though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very strong championship, definitely.
Brutal.
Yeah, yeah, League 1 today. I mean, after last week it was quite dramatic. Lots of DNFs, lots of safety car. Not a single safety car, not a single DNF today in League 1. So let's hope from all the same in the championship. JFC's in the comments again. DT Bevs, he's cheering on. Yeah, we know he cheers him on. We got JD saying can't wait to see DT Bevs smash it out of the park once again. Yeah, he was incredible last week, weren't he? He really found his form for the first time this season. It was great to see. And we got some dark clouds, flashing lights on the grid, but yeah, no rain. But wouldn't surprise if there was rain on its way. Looking at the sights of the lap, everyone is on the dry tyres. This is a live stream. I'm more than happy to give us a thumbs up too. Oh, lovely! Thanks for that, Jeffsy. I'm more than happy to have you here cheering on the DT Bevs fan club. So yeah, of course this is a track though, anything can happen. I think it was the Premier League last year in Canada. It doesn't seem that long ago we were in Canada, because it was right at the end last season when we did an even more completely jumbled up grid. And yeah, I remember Premier League race, there was a safety car right at the end, and because there's so many drivers that had penalties, it completely switched the grid up. I think one driver crossed the line in 13th and ended up 2nd because of the penalties. So yeah, all it takes here is a safety car to throw everything out the window from the whole race. So it always is one you can never take your eyes off Canada. And of course it's probably the hardest track in terms of track limits. Penalties all over the place. I think
Jeff said there's rain in 10-15 minutes.
There we go then. So it does look dark, and I think obviously we've got the delay. We've got about a minute delay, as there is on every stream when you come into Q1. But yeah, all the cars I think will start to pile out of the pits, and it looks like it's going to be. Is it going to be dry race, or is it wet Q2? I presume.
Yeah, it's a dry race.
It's a dry race, but yeah, we think Q2 might be wet. Did you leave it on to see what Q3 would be like?
No, I didn't know, because I went out. It's
going to be raining though in 15 minutes, so it probably will be a wet Q2. Not sure about Q3 though. Good luck all. Rain today. Same Vintage in the comments too. Evening saying Welsh Marinado, even to Welsh Marinado. Let's hope Ferrari can get some more points again. Ferrari going to run over the opposition's children tonight. Yeah, Ferrari, like we said at the beginning, when the draw was done, we said the real team to watch out for is going to be McLaren with Liam and McKenty, and they're top of the standings, so they've done fantastically. But then also Ferrari, Welsh Maldonado and DT Bevs, what a team. Not quite lived up to expectation, has it really? I think Welsh Maldonado has been consistent, top 10 all the time, but never top 5, and then Bevs, I think he's missed a couple of races, and then not picked up as many points as he'd have liked, but last week he really did, didn't he? Getting onto that podium, and finally steering Ferrari up the standings, which we will go through when we get a break. We're not going to get a break for a while though, and that's Marvsky coming straight back in the pits. I'm not quite sure why. But anyway, we have got cars now starting the laps. Who is going to be the first one? I think it's going to be the Red Bull, and that is Adam. So we're going board with Adam for his first lap. Good luck saying Serious Mushroom, and yeah, Dry Race saying Vintage 2. Serious Mushroom of course will be racing the Premier League tomorrow. Yeah, got so many cars out on the track.
And my lap.
Bradfield's invalidated already. Yeah, Bradfield reserved in League 1, he got a podium, but when it comes to the Championship, the league he's in, the bottle goes. He's got to get out of the way as well. He's got to get out of the way.
Nah, Curly, let me go. I don't think he's not on
he is on an out lap, yeah. But yeah, I think the car behind is on a lap though. And he's on a lap. And he's still validated as well, so he's still going. We'll go back on board with Adam though, because he's going to be the first one to set a lap. Qualifying, the real bummer here is the Wall of Champions, isn't it? Because if you go cut this corner, it invalidates Listen next lap, so got to be careful on your out lap here. And yeah, if you don't take enough of the curb, it could throw you into the wall. But Adam's taken that nicely. See what Adam can do. It's a 1:9.90, just inside the 1:09s. Next card across the line is going to be Ayrton. Let's see where Ayrton and Adam are the first two in the lobby as well. So they're both very keen. And Ayrton's about 7 tenths down on Adam. So good lap there from Adam. He's had better quali pace lately. Next is the Alfa Romeo, and that's at the park. So it's a 1:9.2. That's much quicker. And you'd expect him to be safely through, wouldn't you? As we get a Ferrari coming across the line next. That is just the start of lap blow. And then the Renault of Shadows to start of lap 2. We've got Haas coming up next. I think that might be Dylan, but he's coming into the pits. Not quite sure why. Jake then on his comeback into WNR is on the track as well. Jake the Slayer, invalid. Oh, he must have done it in the final corner then, because invalidated List lap 2. So it must have been a List the next one. But I think he's got enough fuel because it's not flashing red yet, so he might be able to save up. Other McLaren crosses the line to start their lap, and we're about to see the Williams of I Am Sloth, a 1:088. It's insane pace that is from him. Next up we've got DT Bevs. There we go, 1:96. Maybe not the quickest lap his fan club were hoping for, but we know DT Bevs in the race. We saw him in Spain, didn't we? It was just overtaking so many drivers, so wouldn't be a huge problem for DT Bevs, and it might be enough to get him through. Especially with the rain coming later on as well. Well, his car just jumped back there, I think, did it? What happened there? Just jumped back. Oh, I'm not quite sure what Adam's doing here. I mean, it's getting out of the way, and then there's that. As we see, Welsh Maldonado up to P3, and so both Ferraris setting laps already. Curly Red's up to P4. Bradfield on his second lap on those tyres goes up to P6. He's just behind Curly Red and DT Bevs, but only 2 drivers below him. As Jake 46 goes up to P4, so he must have found some pace during his time off. I mean, he always was really quick, but that's a fantastic time he set there. So we've got 2 Jakes. Oh, McKenty's now up to P2. That's a really good lap for McKenty's. Not had the best of the season so far, despite it still being strong, especially in the last couple of weeks. But yeah, that's incredible quality pace for McKenty that we've not seen for a while. Can't remember what I was saying now, but yeah, half have set a lap, half haven't. We've still got 5 cars in the pits yet to set a lap, so they're going to need to come out soon before this rain comes. Get in there, Theo, saying the PAL project. I think that's Harrison in the comments. Good to see Harrison watching. Hopefully we'll get him into reserve one day soon. Cryptic saying it better not be a wet race. Cryptic absolutely loves the rain, and this is the 1 week he's not racing. It's not a wet race, so I've been told. As Liam's gone to P10, he's done 3 laps on those tyres, and I think he might have invalidated the first couple. As we see, I think that's Shadows has just gone up to P9. Yeah, Liam could be in trouble there. Yeah, Shadows, of course. He raced in League 1 as well as reserve, but he was on his wheel, so he was off the pace. But he's back onto the pad now, and he needs to get out of the way. Take a slow. No, he's on an out lap. That's fine. But he does get out of the way anyway. Tried manual gears, saying Adam. Yeah, not a bad idea. Yeah, I know. I think Welsh Maldonado, she does it in qualifying, manual gears, and then when it comes to the race, back to automatic. It's all right doing it and stringing one lap together, but doing it over 45 minutes to an hour racing is, that's something different, and that's really hard to get used to that. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of confidence as well. I think, is Jake going for another lap? No, he's not. It's so confusing now. That's what I was saying. It's so confusing. We've got Jake here, we've got Jake the Slayer, and we've got Jake commentating as well. We've had another Jake commentating before as well. So, DT Bevs is on another lap. I think he's just using those soft tyres, especially if it's going to be raining for the rest of the quali session, which we're not too sure about yet. Bradfield, I think, is in the pits, so he can tell us now. As Welsh Malden eyes, she's retired in the pits. There we go. I was going to say, oh dear, she crashed in qualifying. I don't know if she crashed in qualifying one race or didn't set a lap, but she has started last before the season. We see the first spits of rain, so these cars in the bottom are in big trouble. Theo needs to get his lap set quickly because the track's going to start to get a bit slippery. Vice Shane's in the
cloudy
pits.
On mine.
What, for the rest of quali?
Yeah, it's got no rain, but Jeff said, oh here we are, 45 minutes.
Rain in 45 minutes in quali?
Yeah.
Well, it's raining now.
That's what it's saying to it.
I think you're doing a
it's
bit
Jeff, mate, he don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I can second that. He's done me up before, but it has started to rain, so Equaz needs to get this lap set. It's just started his lap. Vice Shane's only just come out of the pits. Jake the Slayer has invalidated yet again. We've just seen someone set a time, not quite sure who that was. I think it was Liam. Was that Liam? No, it wasn't Liam, but Liam did improve his lap. He went up to P6 on his 4th lap on those tyres, so it's a really good effort there from Liam, and he should be okay. But I think it was Dylan. No, it wasn't Dylan. I don't know what I'm talking about. Someone set a lap and jumped up, but I did not see who. But Adam and Ayrton, they're in danger at the moment. Shadows is too. Now, Theo, there we go. I think it might have been Theo. He's gone up to P11. See, I'd say, the top 6 I think would be safe. But these cars at the bottom are going to struggle to set quick times now. The first one to do so is going to be, I think Adam's on another lap. See what he can do. He is slightly up, and he does improve his time, only slightly low, and only improves his time, not his position. As we see, who was that just set a time? It was, my eyes have gone awful today. It was Vintage, there we go, P15, and Equaz, we know he's really quick, and he's only managed to get to P14 on those, with these conditions, as DT Bevs goes up to P6 on his 5th lap on those tyres. So he's got more pace in the bag, and Theo goes up to P8. Incredible lap there from Theo, so maybe the track's still got more life in it. Next up's going to be Williams, and that's Ayrton. Oh, he rubs the wall of champions, but he's okay. Let's see what Ayrton can do. The rain is starting to come down. He goes up to P13, just ahead of Adam. Those two both still in danger. Equaz in 15th in big danger. Vintage Company going out. Vice Shane's now on the lap. Jake the Slayer is now having to go back out. Marfsky, I don't think he is setting the lap because he's a Premier League driver, so he might start from the back. And Jones is already invalidated in Sector 1 as well, so not looking too good for Mercedes at the moment. Vice Shane goes P1. Unbelievable. He's raced twice, only twice out of 6 races this season. So, yeah, the discipline off the track's been a bit of an issue there, the amount he's raced, but we can't take anything away from him. When he does race, he's absolutely phenomenal, isn't he? And that pace he's got is incredible. Quali pace and in the race, 108.6 there from Vice Shane, absolutely brilliant. And that pushes Equaz, who's set a 110 exactly, into the drop zone. He's in trouble here. And he's out of fuel as well, so he's going to have to come into the pits. He could be in big trouble. Vintage is on another slow lap, so yeah, got to say Vintage as well as reserve time. He's only 6 tenths off getting through here, 6 tenths off here, and then Adam and Equaz. You got to think it was only a few months ago. It must have been what, 4 or 5 months ago when he was
about 7 seconds off the pace.
7 seconds off the pace, yeah. And now it's less than 7 tenths. So you got to admire the performance and improvement he's had. And the more he races, obviously, the quicker he'll get. Jake the Slayer's invalidated again. Oh, I know this track's really hard. Obviously, track limits is, as we said, is really, really hard. Young Tommy's in the comments as well. He'll tell you that. He, I think, got 15 seconds of penalties in the League One race. So, yeah, he knows how hard it is. But Jake the Slayer can't even set a lap at the moment. Young Tommy's now saying, Penn's killed me up there today. Yeah, there we go then. It's just good timing. Serious Mushroom saying he doesn't understand auto gears because it picks the wrong gear. Yeah, it is frustrating. It is obviously just like same with me. It's just a lot to learn to begin with. That's personally why I stick to auto. But if I ever had the time, maybe over the Easter holidays or something, I'm off work, you know, might try and do it. But it's just having the time. Jake the Slayer. Well, he's got through turn 1 without invalidating. I think that's further than he's got before. Come on. His teammate Jonesy's coming into the pits as well. He's invalidated right at the beginning of his lap. Both Mercedes in big trouble. He's got out of sector 1 now, Jake, without invalidating. Come on. And Jake 46 has retired in the pits. Yeah, top. Well, you got to think top 10 are safe. Top 11. See, with this rain, it's really hard to improve because the track gets slower, slippery. Oh, we got 18 seconds. Tommy did in the end. I was watching the race for parts of it. I saw 15 towards the end. He must have got another one right at the end. But yeah, Welshman, I say not bad then. See what Jake can do then. He's now coming down the straight. Going to the quick chicane. Into the Wall of Champions, and he manages to keep it together, but how quick will it be? Obviously the cost of making sure you get a lap time in, and it's only P17 for Jake the Slayer. He's in big trouble.
Yeah, it's the
track's slower, and of course I presume he was being a bit cautious there as well, just to get a lap set. But of course if you are more cautious, you're going to lose more time. I think he might be going again here, and this looks like a tidy sector 1. No, he's not, is he? Yeah, he's 3 tenths down. Yeah, I was going to say it's fuel gauge is flashing too. So yeah, Jake's in trouble. I mean, P7 is yeah, young Tommy still got P7 with 18 seconds of penalty, so it just shows his pace as well. So yeah, Adam and Ayrton, they might be okay here. Adam's gone out for another lap and he's invalidated it. Of course, I don't mind using fresh softs if it's going to be raining through Q2 and Q3 potentially. We're not too sure of that yet. Equaz has retired in the pits. He's out. Equaz is out in Q1. So yeah, this track is not going to dry up, is it? This track's just going to get slower and slower. So it looks like the bottom 5's all done. Vintage is going out again, and I think he's up on his time. No, he's not. He's 2.5 tenths down. So yeah, I think it's all done. And the Equaz retiring confirms that. He left it a bit too late, and he's going to be out, unfortunately. Along with Jake the Slayer, Vintage, Marvsky and Jonesy, by the looks of things. Jonesy has started a lap, so we'll keep our eyes on it. We did say at the beginning of this race, anything can happen here, so you can just tell he's just sliding around, even coming out of a simple turn. And then, yeah, late on the brakes too. Yeah, it's so slippery out here now. I do not think anyone's going to be improving or changing the position here. Evening people saying Chazza, evening Chazza. Yeah, I figured it was such a good time, better keep it. Saying Equaz. Yeah, it's perfect time. It's really good to look at that. Just a 110 flat. Haven't seen that for a while. Yeah, it's really satisfying to look at though. Sorry, Sirius did say I've been ill this week. Don't see me scoring whatsoever. Yeah, Jake the Slayer, as mentioned, he's been feeling a bit poorly, so takes the pressure off him. See what Jonesy can do. I'm sure he'll set the lap though, at least to start ahead of Marvsky, who has retired because he's a Premier League driver, of course. Oh, how's that invalidating? That's ridiculous. That's invalidated Listen next as well. Didn't go 4 wheels off. But Jonesy, all he's got is just get over the line and then, you know, set another lap. We could drive around at 5 miles an hour. I mean, please don't, but because we'll be here all day. But we get what we mean. You get what I mean. Just to get him ahead of Marv, who hasn't set a lap. Anyway, whilst nothing's going on, it's a good time to look through the standings, so I'll quickly bring them up. So in the lead we have Liam, after that win last time out in China. 111 points after just 6 races. That's incredible, that. And he's, let me quick maths. 24 points clear of Leparter in P2, so he built a bit of a gap because Leparter only finished 9th last season, so it was so close until last week. last season, I meant last week. But all it takes today is for Liam to have a bad race and the Parkers to win. That's completely switched back, isn't it? And then the Parkers only 11 clear of Sloth now, so that is the top 3 battle really. It is in a gap of 30 points down to Jake in P4, and in the battle for 4th at the moment. Argentina's in 5th. Unfortunately today he's not racing again, same as last week, obviously just with work. And yeah, Jonesy is doing exactly what we said he would. Weisheng's in 6th, of course you've got to watch out for him, but he just needs the consistency and turning up every week. That's the only thing that's stopping him from getting right at the top at the moment. Chad is in 6th on 40, 33 for Welsh Maldonado. McKenty's on 27, so yeah, McKenty in the last 3 races has only picked up 1 point, so that's what he meant earlier about his form's not been at the best at the moment, but he has set a really good lap here, so hopefully he likes Canada. And yeah, Bev's in 10th after no points in the first 3, he's got 26 in the last 3. So he's on 26 and makes up the top 10. And at the bottom we've got the Alpha Fox, Woods and Crazy Bill in the bottom 3, and neither of those 3 are racing tonight, so that's not going to change. Adams on 1 point, Bradfield's on 5 points, Ayrton and Theo on 6, so they'll be looking to pick up some points tonight. If they can avoid penalties, they'll be in a good place to do so. As we just finish watching Jonesy's lap. It's not quite 5 miles an hour as I said, but it might as well be. It's the only car on the track. And yeah, I'm sure he'll just cross the line and put himself ahead of Marv, which could make could be a big advantage. Starting 19th ahead of 20th. Personally, I prefer start last, because then I can just you can just back off and, you know, avoid getting wing damage if that's possible in front. But there we go, Jonesy will cross the line and he'll push himself up to P19. Quality lap there. That's got to be the slowest lap I've ever seen set a lap in qualifying to beat someone. But as we see, Marv didn't do a lap, saying young Tommy. Yeah, it's because he's a Premier League driver, so if we ever have a driver from a league above race as a reserve in the division below, then they don't qualify. Apart from one excuse we had for Shadders earlier in League 1, as he was practicing on his wheel in that session and he's a few seconds slower. So there we go then. Jonesy slightly missing out, only by about 28 seconds in the end. But yeah, the big surprise there is Equaz and Jake the Slayer. They're both missing out, of course, caught out by the wet conditions. And Ayrton and Adam managed to get through, as Adam points out in the comments as well, at the expense of those 2 top-end drivers going out. And then we go, good lap there from Theo as well, got to say. And I think Liam and Bevs, they both set their fastest laps on really old tyres as well. See what the weather's like then. And yeah, Chaz is saying well done to Racing Point, 9th and 10th, looking decent. Yeah, of course, Racing Point last week, I don't think they scored any points in this division. But yeah, they got 2nd and 3rd in the Premier League and 2nd and 3rd in League 1. I think the track's still dry. I think it looks dry. And everyone is still on the dry tyres. So yeah, these cars are going to get out there as quick as possible, depending on the weather. It might dry up even. Do not know. We'll wait and see what Bradfield says. But yeah, the Racing Point got 2nd and 3rd in the Premier League and League 1, but they didn't score the Championship. So I think Chaz is eagerly watching on in the comments just to see if Racing Point from the Championship can help out. Definitely a team up for the joint constructors. We've got to look through the constructor stands, didn't we? Yeah. Let's have a look now, just while the cars are getting out on the track. And yeah, a lot of cars, nearly all of them have switched to the mediums. Obviously, if you're starting the softs here, soft hard's impossible. You go in for a 2-stopper. So yeah, McLaren at first with 138, and they're 51 points clear of Alfa Romeo in 2nd. So yeah, it's a big jump. McLaren are well in front at the moment. And yeah, Racing Point, as we say, they're really right at the top in the Premier League and League 1, but they're bottom in the Championship. I think we said this last week. No team, in terms of the joint constructors, are miles in front, because if they're ahead in one league, they seem to be below in another. Let's have a look through the joint constructors quickly. So yeah, Racing Point are top with 272 points, but they're only 8 points clear of Alfa Romeo in 2nd, and then McLaren are only a further 21 back. I know it sounds a lot, but when we're in the high 200s, that's not that much of a gap. So yeah, the top 3 is really on between Racing Point, Alfa Romeo and McLaren. Ferrari sit at the bottom at the moment. Let's hope Bevs and Welsh Maldonado can continue their form and change that today. And that takes us perfectly to Bradfield, as he just got wing damage coming onto his lap.
Nah, I'm alright, I think.
He's very lucky if he's alright there, because that was a big smack in the Wall of Champions. And yeah, he's still got his end plate at least, so could have been a lot worse. We've got shadows going out on the softs. We've got a yellow flag. Oh, look at this. Nearly everyone is out on the track apart from Liam. And they've got to... What is going on here? Jake is really close to Ayrton. He's on the soft tyres. He's going to be quicker than Ayrton. He should have backed off there, because he's going to be really held up here. And he's sliding all over the place as well, so the track is wet. And Ayrton's backed off of his lap. And, oh, it's because he's invalidated. So Jake 46 was really lucky there that Ayrton invalidated his lap. Otherwise he'd have been in trouble, and Ayrton needs to get out of the way, because he's got cars coming up behind him too. These cars have obviously rushed to get out because they think it's going to get wetter, clearly, if they're all going out straight away. Because of that, there's one big traffic jam. They're all following each other going around the track. We'll go back on board with Bradfield, who's going to be first to set his lap. Don't know if Liam's saying I hit the pit wall when I left. Oh dear, it's not good.
Yeah, struggling.
Yeah, Bradfield saying he's struggling, and he sets a 1:11.7. The next car to set the lap's going to be Welsh Man on the Island. She's invalidated. She's invalidated her time, so she could be in trouble. I think she said it before though. No, so she's invalidated. Listen, next lap, so she's in big trouble. Next up's going to be McKenty. So McKenty's up to P2 just behind Bradfield. Curly Red and Bevs are behind both of them as well, as Sloth sets a 1:11.3. Fantastic time from Sloth. Can't wait to see what Vice Shane does. Can he get quicker than Sloth? He invalidated his time, so no he can't. His teammate Adams in the Red Bull, let's see what he can do as he comes across the line. And he goes up to P6, so he's the slowest of the 6 drivers that have set a lap so far. The last one to set laps, well, last one on this run is going to be Shadows, because the rest are either invalidated or backed off their lap. Let's see what Shadows can do then. He's the only one on the soft tyres so far. He only goes 6th on the soft tyres. Must have made a mistake on his lap, but got held up somewhere. Next up, I think that's it. Yeah, that's Bradfield. He's just, well, he's really getting out of the way again there, isn't he? With a few drivers. That McLaren is Liam, who's on an out lap, and we got I think that's just a Williams getting really out of the way. Yeah, Sloth's getting out of the way. So yeah, there's McLaren, there's Liam, who's going to come to start his lap. Bradfield's going to come to the pits, I'm sure. Welshman and I is already in the pits. Bevs will come in the pits too, I'd imagine. Yes, he does. Racing point is, who's that? That's Theo. No, it's not Theo, it's Curly Red. Is Curly Red going again? No, he's not going again. I'm talking rubbish. Theo then, let's see what he can do. I've actually got a Renault, let's see what Jake can do. He's on the soft tyres as well. And he goes up to P5. Curly Red then goes up to P5. No he doesn't. Vice Shane went up to P4, sorry. Vice Shane P4 on the medium tyres, and we see Theo got to P8. He's done 2 laps on those soft tyres, and so is Jake. You really don't want to be starting a race on a track where tyre wear is really bad on 2-lap old softs, let alone softs at all. Dylan went up to P10 on the mediums. And yeah, I think I would be done if I've set that time to Bradfield as well. Would be very happy with that. So yeah, the top 5 looking good at the moment then. Liam in 13th, then he's now coming onto the straight in sector 3. Let's see what he can do. And then the Parkter, he's invalidated again, so the Parkter's really struggling to set a lap too. Equaz and Jake the Slayer were the 2 drivers in trouble because they couldn't get a lap set. And in Q1, and I think in Q2, the Parkter, Liam and Welshman and Ardo could all be in trouble. But Liam is now about to cross the line. I think he's going to do it here. Liam crosses the line. It's P7, so he's not out of danger there. He's behind 4 cars on the mediums, and DT Bevs, you think he would try and improve that time as well. Yeah, Welshman and Ardo invalidated. She's coming straight back out, and she's going for the softs as well, so that might be committing to a 2-stop. We saw mixed strategies in League 1. I think the winner, PLXers, or Pixers, I'm not quite sure how to say his name, I have to check up on that. But he's incredibly quick. He won on a 2-stop. I think a lot of cars went for a 2-stop, a couple went for a 1-stop, and they both seem to balance each other out, so that's not the worst case scenario. I think I'd rather get through on the softs and sit outside on the mediums here. Ayrton's invalidated his time on the fresh softs, unfortunately for him. Adam, is he going again on the mediums? I think he is, yeah, he's going for a 4th run on these mediums. Wow. If they got that far, I think I'd rather just go for the softs. Yeah, Liam in 7th. Is he going for another lap? We know he has invalidated, so I don't think he is. We know Liam just gets quicker as he sets more laps. He definitely sneaked a drink in to set that. Tidy Bradfield saying Equaz. Yeah, of course, Equaz is Bradfield's new teammate, which Bradfield's very happy about.
Yes, definitely. Good evening, mate.
And Liam's retired in the pits, so yeah, he thinks the track's getting wetter and doesn't think he can do any more. Bevs is on an outlap on the softs, so yeah, Liam could be in danger here because Ayrton and Welshman Ardo both on fresh laps on the softs as well, and Adam's had a spin. I'm not sure if he was just getting... There's no cars anywhere near, so I think he must have had a spin there. Not quite sure what he's doing here. What is Adam doing? He's just wiggling his wheels side to side. He's just gone flying into the wall. He's going to turn that around and get back into the pits and change front wings. Still got 7.5 minutes. Yeah, it was just looked like he put it down too much. He's just going left, right to try and correct it. It wouldn't work. That's the other Ferrari. I see what DT Bevs is on an out lap. So yeah, we'll now be starting to lap both Ferrari on laps on the soft tyres, and the Parks is out on the soft tyres too. I really think Liam could be in danger, but we know with Liam, even if he goes out in Q2, he's always going to be up there unless something goes wrong. Someone's missing. Can't think who it is, Saint Serious Mushroom. Not quite sure what he means. Try and describe it, and we'll have a go.
I think it's too wet now.
Ham's in the pits. Yeah, it's definitely getting wetter, isn't it? Merc last in joint, yeah, saying Serious Mushroom. Hello? I thought it was Ferrari, let me have a look. Yeah, Mercedes are 8th. Mercedes are 8th in the joint constructors. Or did he mean the championship constructors? Let's have a look. No, they're not. They're 4th with Jake 7. Jawley. But yeah, Mercedes, well, they might be last after the day because both their cars out in Q1. Anyway, Dylan's now going on a lap on the softs as well. Who's going to be... Oh, Bevs has invalidated his time as well, so that's not going to help him. He's got enough time to come in though and change the tyres, and he is going to do that as well. Shallers is on a lap. He's invalidated too. Jake is on an out lap, and he's on the medium, so he's going to... And he's invalidated. He must have invalidated this the next lap too. Yeah, he's not happy about that. He's already set a lap on the softs though, so I doubt he'll be able to beat that with fresh mediums, especially with the track getting wetter. Got a Haas driver there getting through. I think I was just getting past Shadows, and here you can tell they're just going wide, or they're just sliding. All the track's starting to get wet. You really should have tried to go earlier. And yeah, look how much Dylan's down. That's on fresh softs as well. I can't see anyone else improving here. I think the Parks is going to be in trouble. Welsh Maldonado set a time of 1:12.7, but it's back in the pits now. The Parks will then to see what he can do. I think he's in trouble. He's in big trouble, the Parks. What can he do as he crosses the line? It's only P14 on the fresh softs for the Parks. I think we're all done here. Yeah, Dylan's come in the pits. Welsh Malino's in the pits. Adam's in the pits. The Parks he's done the best he can, and he's still 4 tenths off. And Ayrton's now on a lap on the softs too. I think he'll at least try and have a go at it and try and get up.
On the wets as well when it's damp track.
It will. Yeah, to Bevs looks good, and Theo looks like he's through to Q3. Both racing points look like they're through to Q3, for which must be the first time this season. I'm not sure if Theo's even got through to Q3 this season. But it's, yeah, Adam's saying in the comments it's too wet, and yeah, if the Parks can't improve, and I don't think anyone will, because we know he's one of our top 2 at the moment, top 3 even. Adam doing donuts a bit early there, saying young Tommy. Yeah, I think it was just emphasised now where it was. Welsh Maldonado and Dylan both retired in the pits, so they are done. They are going to be out. Let's see what Ayrton can do anyway. Can he get ahead of the Parks here? He's only 3 tenths off. It's a good effort there from Ayrton. But yeah, it does look like he's going to be out, going out. We had it last week in the Premier League in China, didn't we? Where everyone retired early, so we got more time. Well, we saved a bit of time. Not sure everyone's going to do that here though, because Jake's still on a lap on fresh mediums. He's just wasting those tyres now for the race. Whereas if he's starting on softs, the optimum strategy is a soft, medium, medium. So he's going to need these tyres in the race. And he's just gone out and he's wrecking them. So I'm not quite sure what that's about. Track analysis of how wet it is, saying Adam. Oh, Serious Mushroom saying it's because the Parks is so far down. Yeah, I mean it does. I get what Mushroom means. I mean you look at it and you see Bradfield in second, you think, God, who on earth is missing here? That can't be right. Equals saying thanks for having him. Well, great to have him as well. Brilliant debut last week as well in China. And I've got to watch out for him towards the back of the field as well.
Need the points, mate.
Yeah, AlphaTauri. Let's have a look at AlphaTauri. Yeah, all the cars are in the pits now. So, yeah, if they could all retire, that'd be great. We can move on to Q3 early. But whilst they're not, we will have a look at constructors again. So, yeah, AlphaTauri actually put themselves up to P9. And after 5 points in their first 5 races, AlphaTauri, 16 as soon as Equos comes along. So, and that lifts them out of bottom place. So it's really helped AlphaTauri. And yeah, Red Bull, I'm sure will be happy to have Vice Sheng racing today. And we're just waiting for DT Bevs. And we've got 2.5 minutes left in the session. So as soon as Bevs retires, that is it. We'll move forward early onto Q3. Well, Bevs fan club are watching in the comments, but I'm not sure Bevs is himself. Unless he just wants us to sit here and watch his car in the garage for 2.5 minutes. Theo into Q3 saying cryptic. Yeah. I'm just saying brilliant FLF and Theo. He's timed it perfectly. The only problem is he's going to be starting on 2-lap old softs, which really isn't ideal anywhere. So I don't think he's going to last long. He's going to be wanting a safety car early on, because he's going to have to come in quite early. Bradfield definitely found a genie in his bottle. Well, he got the timing spot on, didn't he? He was the first car out on the track, so he had the driest conditions of everyone.
Yeah,
so I'm sure that helped him get a bit of time. Obviously, you look, Vice Sheng had to do 2 laps as well. Liam set his time a good few minutes later. Bevs, I think, made a mistake on his lap, so yeah, I wouldn't read too much into it, but we know Bradfield does love this track as well. Yeah, Bevs is going to keep us waiting, so we've got to talk for a couple of minutes.
Retire.
He made us sit for 6 minutes. Someone teach him the retire button.
Someone tell him.
Bevster, so come on, Bev, saying Tango. So many Bevsters in the comments, definitely. I'm rooting for Bradfield this race, same for the moment. Yeah, everyone root for Bradfield, you know, because he'll bottle it and then bin it first corner. We know it too well.
Appreciate the support. I need it, and I need it. I need some points. 10th will do.
You got to be aiming higher than 10th. You got to be aiming higher than 10th.
It's a long season.
I'm trying to take the pressure off himself. That's what he's doing. Well, I hope you're all enjoying looking at this Ferrari garage. It is lovely, isn't it? So we've got Premier League tomorrow night. That's invites to be out about 7:15, and we'll be getting underway at 7:30. That's going to be myself streaming tomorrow night. So you get the pleasure of hearing me 2 nights in a row. Don't think, yeah, I think we got all 8. We got 18 driving of the usual drivers. I think we've got Mr. Elite who's going to be making his debut reserving tomorrow night, and then KD is going to be reserving too. Obviously your League 1 commentator. So, and yeah, if anyone does drop out between now and tomorrow, then I think Bradfield will take the seat. He had a good show in the Premier League last week, didn't he? And anyway, Bevs.
If not, I'll do comms and I'll get a bottle of JD, mate.
Yeah, right.
It's always entertaining. I'll get a bottle of JD. I'll go mental. Be loving it on the old comms with you, mate.
Go for it. Well, one of the two.
You have to let us know.
Just don't mix them up and get the JD and the race together.
No, I'm not doing that. No. You just have to let us know.
I will.
I'll get a bottle in advance just in case, but
send me a bottle. No,
it's the weekend.
I don't drink that.
Weekend off.
Yeah, anyway, that's confirmation of the top 10. Dylan, Welsh, Maldonado, Adam Lapartre, and Ayrton. The 5 cars going out. Bevs is busy signing autographs. There we go. Serious Mushrooms figured it out.
Yeah, I reckon.
And are we on dry tyres still? Well, it's still on the dry tyres, so I'm
still dry, man. What's going on?
Wow. Everyone's just going to go out as soon as possible and try and set a lap in the driest possible condition. We must just be on the crossover now, because we saw cars getting really slippery and losing time. It's just going to be who it might be a matter of who sets the lap time first is on pole. But we could have the case that, oh look, it's just started to tip it down even more. Yeah, I think it'll be a case of one run, definitely. And that's it. So yeah, we could see an early finish. Well, actually we won't, because Bevs probably won't have an early finish. It'll probably keep us all waiting again. Bit weird seeing Becker outside top 10. Young Tommy saying, yeah, well, it has happened before, but it's weird seeing only one bit of red. I will say, only really weird seeing only one bit of red, whereas normally we got the Parkter and Welsh Marinado in the top 10 too. But it's looking very yellowy and orangey because we've got both Renaults and both McLarens through. We usually get both McLarens through. But yeah, Shadow's through, and then Jake 46, who's reserving tonight, also through. So good to see them. And then both racing points, yeah, a bit pinky as well. Both racing points through. We rarely see that in the championship. Curly Red reserving, Theo doing well, and Vice Shang needs to get a move on, and he is. Yeah, big train. They need to sort themselves out and space out. And apart from that, we've got a Red Bull, an AlphaTauri, and then a Williams and a Ferrari. As far as who's going to be first, then let's have a look. I think it's going to be McKenty. Oh, please don't say the invalidated list next.
Oh, I ran up my lap.
Oh, McKenty. He's done it on the into the wall of champions, invalidated list the next lap. And Bradfield, he's done the same thing.
Yeah, hit the wall.
Oh dear. So who's the Bevs? It's gonna be, you need to get out of the way as well. I think Sloth.
Yeah.
We're gonna go on board with Bevs. He's not done. He's not invalidated. So Bevs is looking really good. Looking good for the Bevs fan base. We'll watch his lap. Give you the aerial shot as well. There you go. All of my lap. So McKenty and Bradfield have made big mistakes then so far. And Bevs is sliding through there. That was a lovely picture, that. Yeah, Bradfield and McKenty will be racing back to the pits and changing those tyres and trying to get back out as soon as possible. It might be too late, but it's lap wet already. I'm not sure it will make too much of a difference. These are the worst conditions to drive in. Oh, they're awful. Awful conditions. There's a crossover between wets and dries. It's horrible to drive in. So hard to control, so hard to get your foot down, or your finger down on the R2 button. Vice Sheng's finally started his lap, but Bevs, please keep this validated, and he has. This looks good from DT Bevs, perfect. Out at the final corner, Bevs crossing the line, and look how slow the time is, a 1:19.0. It's almost time for wet tyres. Sloth does it only by a tenth. Sloth. Liam's going to be next. He takes P1. He does Sloth by a tenth, so P1. And we got, who's that? Oh, I think McKenty's crashed coming out of the wall of champions. He's hit the wall of champions. Shadows goes up to 4th. He has got big wing damage, and McKenty's had a crash there. Hopefully it's not put off any other drivers. But Shadows in P4. Who's going to be next? I think Theo invalidated his time because he's come into the pits. These times are that slow. It wouldn't surprise me if Inters might even be quicker, because they're about 10 seconds off the pace. Next up's going to be Jake. Let's see what he can do. P3 for Jake. And look how close it is between the top 4. It's less than 2 tenths between the top 4 so far. And we've got a Renault Leye. He's just going very slowly. Vice Sheng, then, he's kept his time validated. So he's going to be, there's only going to be 6 drivers that set a first time. Actually, Curly Red, where's he? He's invalidated again. So yeah, it's just Vice Sheng now. And he is going to set his lap. It's really harsh on track limits around here. It's a joke. We could see some huge penalties tonight. Vice Sheng crosses the line and takes P1 by 4 tenths off Liam. And there we go, that top 3 is not looking too surprising at the moment, is it? Vice Sheng, Liam and Sloth. And then Jake in 4th, Bevs in 5th, Shadows in 6th. Renault got both cars a set a time. Unfortunately, Racing Point Nova, and Sloth does a second lap and he takes a 1:18.2 and takes provisional pole yet again off Vice Sheng. And how has he done that? Maybe the track's drying up, because he's found a good few temps there, hasn't he? It must have been about 6 temps he found there. More than that even. So I don't know if he might have made a mistake on his first lap or what, but Bradfield does a 1:20.9 and yeah, he's a second and a half off, so yeah, he's going to need to get back in the pits as soon as possible. Yeah, both racing points. Theo's going out on fresh softs again. And this is what I mean, because they're over 10 seconds slower than they would be normally with these conditions. So, I mean, how much slower would the Inters be a lap? It's only a quick track. Does anyone think they could actually beat that time with the Inters on? DT saying Voyager X. Go on, Bev saying Jacob Harland. think Inter times are 1:21 here, saying Cryptics, yeah, they are probably still borderline soft tyres, that's why they are still on them. But the rain is getting even heavier now, and surely now it's not long before DRS is disabled. And yeah, Theo sliding everywhere. I think this could be all done here because the rain's started to come down even harder. We could see a big crash here if cars are going to still be going for it on the softs. Yeah, look how much Theo's struggling through sector 1. Yeah, I can't see anyone improving again now. I think it's all done. Might be a bit premature of me to say that, but the rain suddenly started chucking it down. Let's see what Theo's time's going to be in the first sector. It's a 25.0, yeah. DT Bev's 5th place, toying with the opposition once more. It's a really good lap. He's only a couple of attempts off P3, but yeah, Sloth and Vice Cheng are just found some incredible pace on their laps. In these conditions as well, they've managed to master it. McKenty's on an outlap on the intermediates. So let's go on fitted now. Yep, Vice Cheng, Liam, Jake, Shadders, McKenty, all on the intermediates. We'll keep it on fitted. There we go. So Cryptic saying they're about a 1:21. Oh, Curly Red sliding. He's only on an outlap as well. I think he's going to have to come in and change those. I haven't seen DRS be disabled yet though. Unless I've missed it come up. We'll have a watch as these cars come onto the straight, because if it's not been disabled, we'll see the DRS sign pop up. I think, yeah, DRS must have been disabled, because like I say, it's not popping up, is it? So it's definitely intermediate tyres now. As McKenty says his lap, I'm sure Curly Red, yeah, he's coming in the pits to change those to Inters, isn't he? Not sure these top few times are going to be changed, but obviously there's still a few that have not set a lap. So Curly Red, McKenty and Theo, they'll be touring around for 8th position, possibly even 7th, with Bradfield only setting a 1:20.9. So Bradfield does need to go out again as well. JD saying I had the pleasure of meeting DT Bevs at Charity Do once. He was surprisingly down to earth and very funny. He's world famous, isn't he? Must be an honour to meet him. The raid has begun, saying Tango. McKenty on Inters, yeah, Vintage is pointing out, yeah, I think everyone is now, apart from Bevs and Curly Red. I'm sure they'll change it over anytime soon. Shout out to the commentator. What lad? Oh, thank you, Sam Drew. Good to have you with us on the stream. Yeah, McKenty. Oh, he's invalidated his lap on the Inters. Yeah, there's no way he could be out there on the softs now. It's all of a sudden started to hammer it down. I mean, for ages. Oh, Shadow's on a lap. He is on a lap. He's gone very deep there. Oh, he's invalidated anyway. It must have been end of Q3, whole of Q2, beginning of Q3. It was raining mildly, just about alright for softs, and all of a sudden, halfway through this Q3, it just started to chuck it down, and that was it. And Shadows is in the pits. I don't know if he's got wing damage. No, he hasn't, so I'm not quite sure why he's coming in. He will have time though to get back out, definitely. Most cars still in the pits. It's just Jake 46 is on the track at the moment. He is on a lap. It'd be interesting to see how far off these times they are. Cryptic reckons a 1:21. I really shouldn't be watching this. Got a 150 word essay due tomorrow, saying Sam, you need to do that. Do your essay, or do it at the same time. There you go. It's a better solution, and that's going to be invalidated. Yeah, it is from Jake, unfortunately. What's the time going to be like? He'd have done a 1:20.1. So yeah, he's not too far off. So if he could find a bit more time than that, he might be interfering with some of the soft times that we've seen set. Curly Red and Theo both on their outlets. McKenty's still in the pits, so I think he is now coming out, as we can see McLaren mechanic let an orange car out. It might be Liam though. No, it's not Liam, because Liam's already out.
Oh fuck! I was 8 temps up.
You were what? Sorry.
I was 8 temps up.
Yeah, you should be up. You'd definitely improve. You'd definitely improve.
No,
keep going.
Lap.
Yeah, I know, but keep going. Because your first time is miles off everyone else. You're 2.7 seconds off pole at the moment with that time, so you should be improving.
I don't know if I'm going to do it.
What, fuel?
Yeah.
Your gauge isn't even flashing at the moment.
Yeah, it's on 102 when I cross.
Oh, definitely not then. Why have you put not much fuel in it? It's like you're on inters. Put it on standard at least.
Yeah, I am.
You'll still improve. You'll still improve your time. Bevs has retired in the pits then, so he's not going to be improving anymore. He doesn't think inters can improve his time. Weisheng and Sloth are all done as well. Liam is going to go for it though, as we said. He was coming out of the pits earlier. Jake's on another lap. We're about to see McKenty start his lap. Both racing points are on their laps too. The first one to set their time is going to be Theo. He's now coming through into all the champions now. He gets the first little right, and then he gets the left, right too. Let's see what Theo can do. He's left a session. Oh no. Oh no, that's a horrible time to leave a session. He was about to cross the line and it's just kicked him from the session, so he's not even going to get a time set, and he's going to start down in 10th, and he must be absolutely gutted with that. Shadows is next. He's going to cross the line to start his lap, and it's not listen next invalidated. Of course, the listen next invalidated is when you invalidate off the final corner, and it gives you, apparently you gain an advantage for the next lap. It must be milliseconds. It's ridiculous. Let's see what. We missed. Who did we miss? It was Curly Red. There we go. Went up to P6. He's gone quicker than Shadows. Bradfield crossing the line. It's only 120.2. But yeah, look at that. Curly Red's inters time really did interfere with the soft runners. It's quicker than Shadow's soft time. So I wonder what McKenty can do if he can put a good lap together, because there's potential to get P3 here still. Jake's coming to the pits though, so he's not going to be getting it. Can Liam improve on his time? He's not far off. He's just going to miss out, isn't he? Liam crossing the line. He's a 1:19.0. He's only 2.5 tenths off the time he set on the softs. It really was worth going. That was closer than I thought it'd be in the end. Curly Red's invalidated this lap. Shadows is going in, and he's slower, but it's McKenty. Oh, and he's invalidated. So there we go. I think it's all done here then. It says Shadows is down, but he's going to set his lap. Oh, that's not invalidated. That's ridiculous. Didn't even go 4 wheels off. And Curly Red's invalidated too, so we are all done, and it really started to liven up again at the end, didn't it? Because the inters were a bit quicker than the 121, bit quicker than Cryptic thought. Nearly said quicker than Quick-Dick thought, but a bit of a tongue twister. Weisheng, pole position, and look how close it was in the end. 0.033. Incredible lap on the inters as well. We didn't actually see his lap come across the line, but the pace how he's done that to take that back from Sloth's incredible. Yeah, Cryptic's let me down there. He said 121, so I thought, oh, it's all done. Saying, oh, it's all over, and then Weisheng's gone and done that. Theo's joined back, which is good to see. I've never seen a quali session like that. Inters soft, inters soft, inters. And McKenty unfortunately didn't get a lap set. I'm sure on those inter tyres at the end it'd have been right in the mix as well, because he's looking good, he's looking pacey. Shame for Bradfield as well, who he didn't put enough fuel in his car. And then even bigger shame for Theo. He's about to cross the line and he gets kicked from the session. Oh. And he's left it again. Oh, we'll have to get him a couple of spare invites on the formation lap. But that's your top 10 then. Weisheng on pole position, and we could see a good battle between him and Sloth. And of course Liam in P3, can't rule him out. Jake 4th as well on his return, really good for that. And the fan base of DT Bevs in P5, they'll be watching him all the way. There we go. As we thought, it's going to be dry. We'll quickly get an invite to Theo. I think he hasn't got any spare ones left now, so we'll get him another one. And one more. We do get everyone free invites in the first place, but of course if people are having connection problems, then we just get them a couple more. Just wait for the cars to select a strategy, and yeah, it really does play into this race, because you see more two stoppers here than you will at most tracks. Vietnam we see quite a lot. I think we already had Vietnam at the beginning of the season. That was interesting, wasn't it? Don't think we had any DNFs in Vietnam in this league, did we? So let's hope we can have the same in Canada. Now, what tyres is everyone going to be starting on? That's what I'm interested to see here. Let's quickly change. Now, telemetry. To the tyres. Only one car's going on the hards. So Jones is going on the hard tyres down in P19. Of course, it was a while ago now. He set that stellar lap to get ahead of Marv. Marv starting on the softs down in P20. So, of course, he's reserving. So, he just wants to practice for tomorrow and try and get some overtakes done early on. Vintage and 18th on the mediums, Jake and Equaz on the mediums. There's a real mixture, isn't it, out of the top 10. It is only Jake, Shadows and Theo starting on the softs. Theo's, he's not in the session again, is he? He's not, unfortunately. Hopefully getting it before the race starts. He has got a couple of spare invites now. Of course, Theo, yeah, I would say he's on those 2 lap old softs as well, so I think it won't be long before he pits. That's if he can get back in the session. Unless he is back in the session, it won't let him take control of his car. Yep, and then both Renaults starting on the softs. Everyone else top 10 on the mediums. And further back, Le Parkers on the softs too, Welsh Marinado on the softs. They both want to make up places at the beginning to get back to where they really should be on the grid, which is towards the top. And Adam's now left the session too. Why does it always happen now? I mean, why couldn't it happen during... I mean, it did happen during quali for Theo, didn't it? But always at the most inconvenient of the times. As I'm sure Tango will tell you in the comments. Here we go, and cars now shaping up. Hopefully Adam and Theo can get back in control of their cars. They're both starting higher than they normally would. So they really want to take this opportunity, and look how bunched up Weisheng's really bunched the field up, hasn't he? He's not been sailing away, and no one's dropped back towards the back. Just wait for Jonesy and then Marvsky, and then we will have lights out. It's a very slow turn 1 and 2, but it's not much space. Here we go then. We've got lights, but why have they not do this? No one's revving up yet, so why are they giving us lights? Oh, it's not even going to let us see their telemetries. They're revving up. Here we go, and lights out, and away we go. And Weisheng has got a brilliant getaway. Sloth hasn't. Sloth's got a really slow getaway, and it's going to be Liam down the inside, and Weisheng already sailing into the distance. There's contact behind. Sloth is still in second though. Liam P3 over a second lead already for Weisheng. DT Bevs has fallen back to 7th. He's getting passed by Shadows here as well. I'm not sure if they made contact. We've got a yellow flag, and that's for Theo at the back. Unfortunately, Theo's dropped back. Equaz is already up into P11. We've got end plates flying everywhere. Bevs has lost another place, and there's contact. There's huge contact.
What's going on there?
There's been a big crash there, and a few cars in a pile up there. What has happened?
Penalty?
Virtual safety car.
The legal overtake? What's that about?
Theo right down about Marv.
Got the legal overtake. Someone take me.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, you have to carry on. You got to carry on. Take the penalty.
Another
you can't just
5 seconds.
Yeah, you can't sit there and wait, because that will cause people. I'm not sure what happened there. We've still got no DNFs, but it looked like. Yeah, you'll get it removed. Calm down. Shadows. Oh, and Jake the Slay. What on earth is he doing? He's diving into that corner lane. He took another car out. I think it was Shadows and Bevs that were involved in the incident, wasn't it? And Jake the Slay has left the session now as well. Not looking good for him. But Shadows in 16th, Bevs in 18th now. And I do think they were the 2 cars that made contact. I'm not sure if Bevs is ghosted. I'm not sure if he's in the session still. And he's staying out on the track. Let's hope the officials have something to say about this. Yeah, we're absolutely going to have a look at that, because that was a huge incident we had there. I'm not quite sure what happened. We just saw the 2 cars that had the original spin, and Bevs has joined back. Good to see. The Parks is in the pits, Ayrton's in the pits, Marv's in the pits, McKenny and Jonesy all in the pits. And look out in front, Weisheng, he had a fantastic getaway, didn't he? And Sloth didn't, which held up everyone else for him. And Weisheng's just sailing into the distance now. Sloth's in 2nd, Liam's in 3rd. Jake in 4th on those soft tyres, he's doing really well. Curly Red's in 5th. Welsh Maldonado is up into P6, and we completely missed that. She just managed to avoid the carnage somehow. She's up 6 positions in the P6, and she's really made use of those soft tyres, and she's got a gap of 5 seconds to the car behind, which is Bradfield. He has got wing damage, but I'm sure he's going to try and stay out. Well, I'm not sure he will though, because he is going incredibly slow. And why is it taking away our telemetries? Why has it done that? We know it's not all over yet though, because penalties are going to be taking a big hit to this race as we get later on. Bradfield's already got a 5-second penalty, and I'm sure that would have been a warning there for Liam. He's got 10 seconds. He's going to have to serve them. Did you serve some of them then?
No, I'm now coming in the pits.
He's now coming in. There we go. He's going to serve. Yeah, at least 5 of those. And Jake's already got a 3-second penalty for that. Jake the Slayer's gained 7 places, but he's not in the session, unfortunately. He has joined back though, but he's gained 7 places, so hopefully he can get back together. Equaz has gained 8 places. Incredible start there. It's not the worst thing in the world to start at the back here. And we're saying how tight the first few corners are, but yeah, it was just 2 cars side by side, and Shadows and Bevs are really tight, and I just think they hit into each other and then they went sideways across the track, which just blocked the whole track for the cars behind. So really unfortunate for 2 involved, and the rest of it held up. Of course, stewards are going to have a look at it after. But let's focus on the race now. We've still got all 20 cars in it. Unfortunately, Jake the Slayer's left the session again. Should still have another spare invite. We'll get him another one just in case he hasn't. And we'll have a look at Theo as well, because he had a poor start. I don't know if he has control of his car or not. There we go. Jake the Slayer has an invite. Let's quickly go back to the action. Liam's got a 3-second penalty then, so we did see him cut 1 corner. And he's obviously got another couple. It's such a horrible track. It's one of my worst tracks to drive. We've got a yellow flag. Who's that for? It's for Jonesy. He's had a spin. Not sure if he was involved with any other cars there. Has he got any wing damage? I don't think he has. But he's struggling back there. Marvsky must have been involved in some incident in the first lap, and Lepark's a set fastest at me. He's gone for more soft tyres. Oh, Jake the Slayer and Bev's getting close there, but Bev's, that's because Jake the Slayer is still ghosting. He's still in control of his car, and Bev's is going to have to soar through this field again now, which I'm sure he will. Next up is Vintage, who's managed to make his way up into P11. Great start for him. Yeah, Equaz and Welsh Malinado and Jake the Slayer, the 3 that were really caught out by the rain in quali. Really missed out because of it. They've all made up for it straight away within the first couple of laps here. Dylan's in 7th, he's gained a few places too. And Curly Red's gaining on Jake here as well. We've got DRS of course now. Oh, I'm sure that'd have been a warning there. But Jake's got DRS from Liam in front, so that's not going to help Curly Red in his efforts to get past him. And look how close Sloth has gained up to Weisheng. He's managed to creep into the DRS range, and then that's going to create a fantastic battle between these two. We saw it in Bahrain, didn't we? It just went on about 25 laps, these two side by side. It's going to be a bit more difficult around here. Again, we can't see the gaps between cars because this game's run by idiots. Go to overview under game, Jake the Slayer. Need invites. Yeah, go to the game. You should be able to join back as Bradfield now, so it's the fastest lap. Obviously, we can't keep stopping the stream, especially when everyone's so close together for invites. We sent out 3 or 4 to begin with, as well as if you get kicked out, which is just a shame that it's happening to Jake and Theo yet again. So Shallers he's back up to P9, so I don't think he got wing damage. No, he didn't, so he didn't have to pit, so that's how he's gained some places back. Well, we can't see the gaps. This is a joke. No, as they cross the line, they'll come back, but Sloth's within 3 tenths, and he's just not close enough, is he? We know if these two start overtaking each other, it'll just go on all night, which would be great for us to watch. And Jake really has fallen back from Liam as those soft tyres have really started to die now, and he's getting slippery. Sliding through there, he's a couple of seconds behind. Liam's got his own space now, and Curly Red is really being compromised now. That's the word I can never think of, by the way. I'm always saying, oh, what's the word? What's the word? It's compromised. He's getting compromised by Jake's tyres going off as he's going slower, and Welsh Marinado is really starting to gain, and she's just a second and a bit off P4 now, so how things have changed for her. But Curly Red's going down the inside of Jake. Jake's still got a good line though on the outside. Oh, and how did they not make contact there? They left just enough room, and Jake keeps the position. Good fighting there. He's not ready to give that position up as Jonesy gets a 3-second penalty. And Curly Red's going to take a wide line, and yes, Welsh Malinado is within DRS range now. She'll get it on this straight, It's 6.5 seconds back to Dylan though, so these top 6 are looking really good early on. If they can avoid penalties and there's no safety car in the race, they're going to be looking good. As you can see in front though, Curly Red goes to the left hand side and he's going to get Jake here surely, and yeah, Jake has to give that one up. And next up for Jake, he's got to defend from Welsh Maldonado because she'll be on his tail soon. Equal's about to get past Dylan. They go side by side. You do not want to be going side by side there, and hence why Equal's back down, and that was a sensible thing to do because now he's going to have DRS again and his ERS is activated and he goes down inside and gets past Dylan, but Dylan's going to fight it. No, he's not. He's going to cut back and wait sensibly, although he's going to go back up inside. No, he's not. Got a good exit there, Dylan, but he knew the sensible thing was to back off. Equal's on the medium tyres. Hopefully now he'll be looking to close up to the gap to P4. The top 3 are extending as well. Be surprised if that changes anytime soon, the top 3, unless there's an incident or something. And yeah, the battle for 4 is the next one really on. Battle for 4? Battle for 4th. Oh, and Jake's already sliding, and Welsh Malino's going to get him here. And she does, yeah. Jake's really struggling on these tyres. I'm sure he's going to pit very soon, whether it's on this lap or next lap as Jonesy's got a penalty for speeding the pit lane. I think he's going to change over probably to the mediums. Been on the start on the hard tyres, didn't he? Don't think it's quite worked out for him. Only car to start on the hards was quite surprising. There's no DRS either because Welsh Maldonado passed him after the DRS activation line. And Jake's staying out and he's looking really like he's going to spin soon, so he needs to be careful. Theo's still going on. No, I think, did Theo pit? Let's have a look. Still on position change. No, Theo didn't pit, so he's still on the same tyres as he started the race on, so he's going to start to struggle on them. Bradfield and McKenty are closing up to him. Shane McKenty got caught up in that as well. That's not helped his point run, but Adams up into P11 as well, so it's looking good for him. Bevs is back up to P10 as well, as McKenty gets a 3-second penalty, as we say as well. So yeah, Shanners and Bevs are 2 cars that it looked like caused that melee, and 5 cars got wing damage I think from it. Those 2 cars haven't actually got wing damage themselves. Oh, as Bevs is starting to slide, and that is the place where we lost it with Shadders. And like we say, we do not know what exactly happened, so we won't speculate about that. And we'll have a look at that after the race. If anyone feels anyone was at fault, they will report it. Not sure, has Bevs got wing damage? I know he's going to quite... No, he's not got wing damage. He might be struggling on those tyres, though. They took a big slide, and he's starting to close back up to Shadders, though, as Shadders' soft tyres start to wear out. And Welsh Maldonado and Jake is coming into the pits. There we go then. Sloth still in DRS range of Vice Shane, but still no change up the front. Becker is here to carry Ferrari, saying cryptic if it goes wrong. Of course, for DT Bevs, and Bevs himself is still in the point, so looking good for both Ferraris still. As we say, that Ferrari team incredibly strong, the McLaren incredibly strong, even when McKenty's down. If he's down the bottom, they've still got Liam at the top. If Liam makes a mistake, McKenty's usually at the top as well, and McKenty's closing in on Bradfield as well, but Bradfield got DRS from the car that went into the pits just before the straight. Vintage still in P14, he's looking good. Lepark's looking to climb his way back through the field as well. Next up for him is Jake the Slayer, but I think his softs are going to start to die off soon. Yeah, Jake came into the pits, and what tyres has he gone to? He's gone to the medium tyre. He's come out in P11 after just 8 laps to come in the pits and then come out in 11th. And I should think it'll be medium now for him, but of course he used his other set of mediums in qualifying when he didn't really need to, so we said that could be costly for him. And Parker's closing up on Jake then, so I think he's going to look to make a move done soon. Equaz really isn't catching up too much to Welsh Maldonado in that battle, but yeah, Curly Red's done really well to pull away from Welsh Maldonado. Of course, with Welsh Maldonado being on the softs, they're going to start to die off, hence why she's going slower. And Dylan's going to look for a run back on Equaz. He's getting really close as Shannons comes in the pits from those soft tyres. I'm sure it's going to be more mediums. Yeah, soft, medium. Oh no, it's hard tyres. Hards for Shadders. Will they go to the end from here? It'll be a tough ask if they can. But we know Shadders incredible tyres. He did it in China last week on the mediums. I think he did 17 laps on them, which was incredible. Leparta couldn't get past Jake there, so he still has to sit behind. Dylan doing really well to hang on to the DRS from Equaz. Let's have a look at penalties then. There's 5 seconds for Jake and Bevs and Bradfield and Marv, all for the instance. They might be looking at them to get them removed. Unfortunately, Adams left the session as well. Yeah, 3 seconds for about half the drivers as well, which we know. I'd be surprised if no one got them. And Equaz goes quite wide there. Might give Dylan a good chance here in the DRS, but I think it's still a tiny bit too far back. Let's have a look at the gap between the top two. It's getting really, really close down to turn 1. And we're going to quickly get Adam another spare invite whilst they're going through a part of the track which isn't really presenting many overtaking opportunities. Overtaking? And the Welsh Maldonado pits then. So Welsh Maldonado pits in the Ferrari. Will she come out in front of Jake as Jake undercut her? Let's have a look. It's going to be incredibly close. Adam has joined back. And Jake managed to get the undercut on Welsh Maldonado. Incredible there. Shadows gets a 3-second penalty. And Jake the Slayer and the Parks are fighting out. Jake the Slayer managed to get the place back. Jonesy set fast his up on a soft tyre. It's good to see there. He's definitely got the pace. And has McKenty lost it?
Whoa, Steve, I don't know. He was
What's
next to me.
There?
I didn't feel nothing.
McKenty might have gone wide there. He was side by side with Bradfield, we heard. So it's not looking too good from McKenty, but he didn't feel anything. Let's have a look. Top 2. Weisheng really under pressure from Sloth now. Surely he's not going to go for a move in here. No, he doesn't. He backs off. He's got to wait for the straight. He might have got a warning there. And he's got a bit slidey coming out of the wall of champions, but he's got the pace. He's got the DRS. And he goes to the left-hand side. And before Weisheng knows it, Sloth is in front. Weisheng goes for the switcheroo. He doesn't fight it too much. And Sloth takes P1. But we know who leads to. That's definitely not the end of that battle. Liam's 3.5 seconds back nearly. Curdy Red a further 6 seconds back, and Dylan's going for it back on Equaz. Where's his pace come from, Dylan? And he's got the move back. Incredible from Dylan. He's up into P5. Really good effort there to get past Equaz. And Bevs is doing really well on these old tyres as well, which will be quite worn, especially after the spin. He's doing an incredible job to get back up to P7. Have a look back through the field, and Jake the Slayer is in the pits then for the medium tyres. Theo has been in for fresh mediums too. Marv's running down in P18, Ayrton's in P19, and we see Theo gets past Jake the Slayer, goes in the pits, and McKenty's got another 3-second penalty. I don't think that's his first one either. He's now on 6 seconds, and Sloth and Weisheng still have changed it around. So Weisheng managed to get back pass, and Sloth's going to go for it again down here on the left hand side, and they make contact, and Weisheng, not sure we just moved over there, but he did concede the place. But he's got to fight it back in. He gets a bit slidey, doesn't he? And Sloth has to take that back. So Weisheng going a bit wobbly there, and he's starting to struggle maybe on these tyres, and Sloth managed to take that place back, as we see Welsh Maldonado managed to get past Jake as well on the back straight in sector 3. And Equaz and Dylan, this battle goes on, and Ayrton's getting past Marv. Of course, Ayrton is on the softs, Marv's on the hards. He's playing the long game here. Shocked to see Liam quite far back. Yeah, he's in P3, isn't he still? But I don't know, he might just be sitting back, letting these battle out in front, trying to avoid penalties. But mind you, he's the only one that's got a penalty out of the 3 of them. But like I said, we know with this track, it's not all done early on. Anything can happen here. As Weisheng will tell you, as it looks like he's going to be in a good place here. Plenty of DRS, gets the DRS open, and the move is easy peasy. Sloth backs off. He knows what's coming next, as McKenty's getting past Shadows for P13, and he's quite far in front already. I don't know if Shadows had a bit of a wobble there. Let's go back on board as Weisheng is in the pits. So is he going to do a one stop, or is he's putting on the softs? Soft tyres gone for Weisheng. Will he be able to do 11 laps on them and then do 11 on another set of softs? It'll be interesting to see, but he's backing off a lap battle. He knows Sloth was starting to get the better of him. So Sloth now, what will he do? Will he stay out a few more laps and do a medium hard? Personally, that's what I'd do if Weisheng was doing the opposite. Bevs is now in the pits too. Let's see where Weisheng comes out. He's comfortably out in P4. So yeah, the field really is spread out after those early pits for a few drivers. And yeah, the drivers towards the top, but they've come up through the bottom, and Bevs, McKenty's got another penalty, and we've got yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. I'm not quite sure what for. It's a Williams. Williams going slowly. Is it Ayrton? I think Ayrton was going slowly there. I'm not quite sure why. Oh, he's a lap down. Yeah, the field really is more spread out than I thought it was. Ayrton's a lap down. Marv's nearly a lap down. Of course, it is a short track. He must have had an offload because he overtook Marvsky not so long ago. And Jonesy's 45 seconds down as well. And yeah, this is where it gets difficult. Obviously, he's just trying to get out of the way, try not to impact the other drivers in front. Sloth and Liam, 3.5 seconds between them. Liam isn't really gaining too much. It's about the same. Oh, got a bit wobbly there. I don't know if that was a glitch or what. Yeah, it's glitching, isn't it? No, I don't think it is glitching. Yeah, it is glitching. Five Shane gets past Curly Red as Curly Red's in the pits, then Dylan's in the pits too. It's going to put Welsh Maldonado in a good place. Yeah, and she undercuts Curly Red. That's because he's changing his wing. Curly Red must have had an accident somewhere because he's changed his wing. And look at this now, Jake on the back of Equaz. Equaz, of course, yet to pit. Jake's going to go for it on the inside. And Equaz backs off. Jake gets a 3-second penalty. So Equaz was sensible to back out there because it's cost the car that gets past him a 3-second penalty. And yeah, this really is the battle for P4 now. Of course, Equaz doing really well to hang on to these tyres. And I think he's going to be going for a one-stop too. DT Bevs is being photoshopped to appear lower ranked than he is he? He's in P10 on the fresh softs as well, so he's getting it back together now. I'm sure he's looking good for some points. He's ahead of Dylan as well, that's important, and he's closing up to Shadders too, and Shadders on the hard tyres. Well, DT Bevs doesn't need to get past him just because on the hard tyre Shadders will be going to the end by the looks of things. Bevs has still got to stop again, and yeah, I think Shadders is... Did you mention that Shadders was glitching a bit in the League One race? Hello, Justin, are you there?
Yes, mate, sorry, concentrated.
Did you notice that Shadders, did you say Shadders was glitching a bit in the League One race?
Yeah, he was glitching quite a bit, yeah.
We just seen it a bit now. He's now going to go past McKenty. He's going to go down the outside, and Will McKenty isn't having any of that. He goes storming back past. Great defending there from McKenty, but he's under big pressure again now, and there's contact between Shadders and McKenty. And yeah, Shadders, he's appearing to glitch on our screen. That's affecting Bevs behind as well. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Doesn't usually glitch. He now side by side Bevs. That's a great move there from DT Bevs on the outside. Really good move there. And Vintage comes in for hard tyres. He's changing the wing as well. He's boasting how he didn't have to change his wing in the first race in League One, but he's not managed the same fate again here. But he's going to come out comfortably in P17 by looks for it as Marv is a bit further back. Of course, you cut out the first corner, you save time from coming to the pits in the Sector 1. Media's bias against DT Bevs. Jonesy's having control of the problems again, saying young Tom. Yeah, he was not so long ago. You mentioned that last week, but he's still in the race, which is good to see. I'm sure he shares my views on people retiring from the race, and obviously that's why we've introduced penalties this year for people who retire the car deliberately. I know Jonesy agrees with us on that. So good to see he's carrying on, at least in trying to get the fastest lap for Mercedes. As we see McLaren coming to the pits, and who's that? That's McKenty, and Jonesy, I think he must have got wing damage there. McKenty is in the pits. He's been on those mediums for 14 laps, so what's he going to go on to now? It's going to be hard to the end for McKenty. He felt, maybe he didn't have any more fresh mediums, so that's why he's gone for hards to the end. Let's go up to the top then. Sloth's 3 seconds clear. He stay on those mediums, so yeah, I think it's definitely going to be for the top two, a medium hard, unless they can stretch it out another 5 laps and go medium soft, but that would be incredibly hard if they could do that. Welsh Maldonado going round really well in P4. And after being caught out in quali, she's really made up for it in this race. She's doing a fantastic job. Curly Red in 7th, but he's on the softs. Bevs up into 8th now then. Managed to get past Shadders. As we saw, wrong strat Shadders, saying young Tommy, yeah, it's going to be a long way for him to go on the hards. But like we said last week, we saw in China he went a lot further on the mediums than I thought he could. As Equaz gets a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane, this really is one that catches you out because it's straight off the straight into a harsh braking zone to stop in time, and has caught Equaz out, and he's going to the soft tyres. So instead of going to the hards, he's going for 2 sets of softs, and we've got a yellow flag. It's Liam. Liam's had a spin. He's got big wing damage as well. Oh, and maybe he's pushed it too far. Maybe he was trying to go medium soft, and he's pushed it too far on those medium tyres, and that's caused him to spin. Wow. We said anything can happen, but we did not think that would happen. And there's no cars anywhere near him, was there? So it must have been instant by himself. And he's lost a whole end plate, so I'm sure he's going to be in the pits now. and I presume he's going to have to, it's a straight choice between hards to the end or change to a 2-stop and do soft. I'd go for the hards. But yeah, that's really opened up a chance for a podium for one of the cars behind. Welsh Maldonado's looking good, potentially for her first podium now. No pressure at all, but she's got no penalties either. And of course, Liam has got a 3-second penalty. So, and he's going to have a wing change as well. Welsh Maldonado now moves up into P3. And yeah, the wings change, and it's hard tyres now for Liam till the end. So the opposite to what Equals went for. Jake's in the pits now too, and he's putting on more mediums to the end. He's changing wing again too. He's surely not going to make it, because they're the tyres that he used in quali, aren't they? It must be his use set. It's going to be difficult for him to make it to the end. So it's all changed here, and all this change has put DT Bevs back up into P5 then. So there we go. DT Bevs fan base is going to be happy with that. 1-stop is a bad call, saying Cryptic. Yeah, I like a 1-stop, but I'm not very experienced with Canada, so I'm not too sure what's best. We'll see when we look at the results. I think that's the best way to conclude that, as Jake's getting really close to Adam on those fresh mediums. He wants to get past him as soon as possible. Adam's done well, he's up into P10. Still got 20 cars going here, is what we'd love to see. We had full grid finish in League 1, didn't we, as well? Shadow's getting passed by Equals then, and Equals needed to make that move, being on those fresh softs. Couldn't sit behind Shadows on those hards to the end. Jonesy gets another 3-second penalty. He's on 9 seconds now, as is Jake, 46, he's on 9, as well as McKenny too. And Jake, talking to Jake, he's now going around the outside of Adam. Let's have a look. Oh, Jake would have got another penalty there, and he has. He's up to 12 seconds now, but he's going to get a better exit from it, and surely he's going to get DRS, which he does, as Bevs gets a 3-second penalty now. And he's too far back from Adam. He's not even going to get the move done. What a waste of a warning that was. And he's under big pressure from the parkter now. He's on hards to the end. Not mentioned the parkter much, but he always creeps through the field, and he'll always be right at the top of the points usually. Back in 10 laps. DT Bevs to the moon. Sloth is going to push this to a limit. Yeah, of course, Sloth 19 laps. We said it earlier, didn't we? He was missed Jake getting past Adam, but he gets the move done. Now Adam's going to be under pressure from the parkter. Yeah, Weisheng's closing in now, because Weisheng has got to pit again. Whereas Sloth, he's going to go for the medium soft. He's going to go for it. He must be close to puncture territory, surely. But he's going to go for the medium soft. If he can make this work, that would be absolutely incredible. But Weisheng's going to be on his tail soon, and part of his plan to win the race will be to hold Weisheng up as long as possible. What lap does he go though? How long can he go? Because surely softs of 14 laps won't be good enough. Possibly try and go to lap 23. Maybe you could push 12 out of the softs, but even that's going to be a struggle towards the end. But he really wants this win, and yeah, he's going to really back Weisheng off through this sector, unless Weisheng gets the grip. And I think, yeah, he's got too much grip, he's got too much pace here. Weisheng, surely he's going to get the move done now. No, he's not. He's going to back out of it. So Sloth's plan is working perfectly, because he's holding Weisheng up now. But he's got really wobbly there, and his tyres are really struggling, and he gets the move done, Weisheng, in a place where you wouldn't normally expect it. Oh, and Adam and Leparks are making contact there. We saw Leparks' hand go up. They must have made contact before we joined them. They made contact again, but Leparks gets the move done in the end. Sloth's going to have DRS here from Weisheng, so he might carry on. It might help him to carry on for another lap or two, because he's going to try and stay in this DRS zone now. Oh, they're both coming to the pits. So maybe Sloth's just going to go for... Oh, he can't go for more mediums, can he? Because he started on these tyres. Oh, that's an interesting call now. What is Weisheng going to go for? He's going for mediums to the end. Sloth's going to have to go for softs, isn't he? 14 laps on these tyres. Surely not. Surely he can't do that. And Weisheng does manage to stay ahead. But Welsh Maldonado now takes the lead of the race. Weisheng comes out. Is how big's the gap going to be? It's a Ghost of Ayrton who's running around in P19 there. But it's 2.5 seconds. Curly Red's in 4th. Yeah, Curly Red and Bev's both got pit. Liam's going to the end, so Liam's still looking good for this podium. It really could be a... Oh no, when he's left the session, he should have spare invites. He hasn't left the session yet, but it's all gone from bad to worse now for Liam. He should be able to get back in the session. At least it's not as heartbreaking as when he left the session in Spain, which cost him the win. As Theo's getting passed by Bradfield, that's because he's in the pits, but Bradfield racing round at the back after that incident, as McKenty gets another 3-second penalty, as we see it happen there as well. Jake Laslay's in 13th. Come on, Liam, let's get him back in the session. Come on. He has joined back, so there we go. But he's going to lose time in this podium battle. I really think this third podium spot is between Welsh Maldonado and Liam. But look, of course Dylan and Equals are going to have to stop again. And Shanners isn't too far back either, and of course Liam with the penalty, he's still not in control of his car either. And now we get Curly Red coming to the pits as well. He's only done 7 laps on those softs, so I think he's going to be going to the mediums. And we got yellow flag, and that's for a Mercedes, and it's Jake the Slayer going slow. And he's now getting passed by Bradfield as well, and there is wing damage.
Was it a legal overtake? What's going on there?
I do not know. I just carry on.
What is?
Just carry on. It get removed. It was off the track. I don't know why. It was yellow flag. That's why. Yeah, it was yellow flag.
Yeah, it's given me 5 seconds.
He was on the track.
Back on the track.
Yeah, because he was back on the track. You can't overtake as Weisheng's getting past Welsh Maldonado for the lead. And I'm pretty sure Welsh Maldonado didn't fight that too hard, and I don't blame her. That's not her battle, but she's really in a good battle to get a podium here. And she's winning that battle at the moment, you've got to say. And Sloth's going through his teammate. There we go. Bev's in 4th, looking incredibly good for Ferrari. Up DT Bev's 4th place, my hero, saying Sam Drew. Unlucky Justin, saying Sean. Justin's been very unlucky today.
Joke.
And there we go, Sloth now getting past Welsh Maldonado too. And yeah, not a single one of them's for track limits, is it? It's all free for 5-second instance. Theo and Vintage having their own battle here in P16, and Shadders is getting passed by Jake. I'm not sure if Shadders is letting his teammate pass. I don't think he's letting him pass, but Jake would have got the move done anyway, with it being on the straight. And Liam's getting past Dylan too, so Liam's up into P5. And Liam's lagging, isn't he? You can see in front. Going a bit side to side, but Bevs is in the pits. So let's have a look with DT Bevs then. Where will he come out? He's coming out behind the Parker, and Curly Red's back in the pits. He must have damaged the wing then. What's it? I can't see much wing damage. He's serving a penalty. Sure, what's going on there? But he's changing the wing. The wing looks fine to me. Obviously it can't be. It must just be minor damage. But I'd have stayed out. But Curly Red's coming back in. Oh no! And he's put on his old 14 lap old medium tyres. So Curly Red's race is completely ruined. He's out of contention now. The Renaults are looking good in 7th and 8th, of course. So Jake's got 12 seconds in penalties. Equals and Dylan, this battle is still going on. I've been battling the whole race, both on soft tyres, but I'm sure they're both trying to stretch it out now so they can pit for more softs at the end. Now Sloth's falling away a bit from Weisheng, even though he's on the soft tyres, but I'm sure Sloth is going to be saving these tyres. He's got to get him to the end somehow. I'm so surprised he's pitted when he did. Maybe his tyres, it wouldn't surprise me if they were on about 75%. And maybe he thought he was going to get a puncture on that lap, so he had to pit. But yeah, I don't think that's going to quite work out for Sloth as it stands. He's still falling back even now as Theo's getting past Marvsy. Good move there from Theo. We just go on to as it happens. Quickly saying what happened to Bradfield. He overtook under yellow flag. Yeah, overtook Mercedes under yellow, saying KD in the comments. Equals and Dylan and Jake. This is a good battle for P5 here. It's Jones. He's got another penalty. He's up to 15 seconds now. Marv's on 14. I think 5 of that is for an instant beginning of the race. So he's doing 22 laps on those hard tyres, and a great job so far, Marv. Yeah, I'm sure we'll see Curly Red come back. No, he's not. He's staying out. As we see, who is that coming to the pits? It is Marv. So there we go. After 22 laps, he is finally coming in. And Sloth's taking a bit of time back, so he's starting to catch up now. None of these top 2 have got penalties yet. None of the top 3 have got penalties. And here comes Welsh Maldonado. She's now pitting for soft tyres. And yeah, it's will Dylan pit, because he's been on these tyres for 10 laps now. I think he's going to pit now, whereas I think Equals might go for one more lap, especially of having DRS, and he's going to be in front. I think Dylan's going to go behind, pit, and then try and go for an undercut. He's being passed by another car, and he is coming in the pits. We were right. He's coming in the pits. Where will Welsh Maldonado come out? She might come out in P3. She might come out ahead of Liam. It's going to be really close between them. Let's see what they do. And she does. Welsh Maldonado pits. She's now on fresh softs and still in P3. She's still got a fight from Liam behind, but Liam's on old hards. Not old hards, but 7 lap old hards. And with a penalty too, so Welsh Maldonado is looking incredibly good for this podium now. Bingy did 2 already. Why aren't you racing Cryptic? Yeah, Cryptic's not racing today. Taking a day off, I think. But his replacement, they did really well in quali, but they're down in P14 and 15 now. Of course, Curly Red's Mechanics have screwed him over there. They've put him on the old mediums, so he's only been on these for another 2 laps, but he was on these earlier in the race, and I'm sure he's not going to fight his teammate, and as I say that, he lets his teammate pass. Adam gets a 3-second penalty, and Jake's getting past Equals for P5. They're next to each other on the straight. I think Jake has got the DRS. He managed to get behind Equals for the activation line, and Jake keeps that place. Equals comes in the pits then. He's held up a bit there from Jake, but more softs to the end for him then. I think being held up there might... Oh, he's going to come out right in this battle, isn't he? McKenty's going to get past here. He's on the hards. He's getting passed by Dylan for P10. Good move there from Dylan. And yeah, he's got so much more grip on those soft tyres. And Sloth's got a 3-second penalty, so unless Weisshen gets a penalty, this could be race over. Bradfield's getting past his teammate, obviously, as he comes into the pits. Where is he? Yeah, Equals is coming out quite a bit further behind, isn't he? He's going to be even behind his teammate. Yeah, he really got held up, and the undercuts really worked there for Dylan. Yeah, he's really quite far in front, isn't he? Equals has fallen down to P12. He'll soon close up to McKenty and Bradfield, who are on the hards. I'm sure Bradfield won't be fighting Equals too much. Yeah, further back the car's in 13th and below. It's not looking too good for any points for them. So the racing points, the Mercedes, Adam, Vintage, Ayrton and Marv, I don't think they're going to be getting any points out of this race unless something incredible happens. And saying that, we've got a yellow flag, and I think that's for Jonesy. It is for Jonesy. Yeah, his car's facing the wrong way. Jake's got another 3-second time penalty. I think he's having controller issues again, isn't he? But he's just waiting to get back onto the track without affecting anyone else. I think has he got wing damage there? He has got wing damage there as well, but he's keeping it 20 cars going, and we've got another racing point. I think that's Curly Red. Yeah, Curly Red. He's not in the session, is he? No, so it must have kicked him out. Unfortunately, his race hasn't been very good, has it? But Theo's under pressure now from Jake the Slayer, and he's got great pace in that Mercedes. And he gets past, obviously, on the fresher tyres. Good to see him keep going. He said he's not been feeding too well this week, so that might explain that 3-second penalty he's just got. And we've got another yellow flag, and that is, yeah, it's just Jonesy getting out of the way. Weisshen, 3 races. He's raced 2 races this season, only 2. He's won them both. Can he make it a hat-trick? He's looking good for it, isn't he? He's over 3 seconds clearing the lead. And the car behind's got a penalty as well. Welsh Maldonado. No penalties. No penalties. As Serious Martian points out in the comments. I'll show you the penalties in a minute, Cryptic. Yeah, she's a long way off the top 2. These top 2, Weisshen and Sloth. Their pace has been incredible, isn't it? As we get a yellow flag. And that's for Curly Red facing the wrong way. I thought he was ghosting. Maybe just ghosting at the time because he was a lap down. That might be why. McKenty's got a 5-second for speed in the pit lane. He's been on the hards. I think he's going to be going for the fastest lap point now, maybe. But puts Bradfield in the points. But I'm sure Equals is going to be closing up soon. And Bev's in 6th. And yeah, Laporte, look at that. How he's got up to P7. He's had such a difficult race. He's done incredibly well. Shadow's in 8th. Right, let's have a look at the penalties then. Is Shadow's out of the session as well? Oh, Shadow's, I think, left the session. I'm not sure. It always seems to be on a Friday night. It's fine on a Saturday normally. It seems to be fine for League 1 too. Strange. Shadows has joined back. 4.5 seconds. There we go. That's the gap between 3rd and 4th. So Welsh Maldonado. It's going to take something special for her not to get her first podium. DT Bevs is getting past Jake, and he gets the move done as well. And of course, Jake's got so many penalties. Bevs is looking really good for P5. He might even be able to close up to Liam here and challenge for P4. So after such a hard start to the race, Bevs is looking good for P5. Go back to the tyres. Shadows needs an invite. He's quickly get him another invite then. We'll just have to send absolutely loads of invites out at the beginning of the next session, because obviously we don't want to do this and then miss something. Ayrton's got a 3-second penalty, and I think he's fighting with Vintage here. It's a great battle they've got going on. I think Ayrton might have the DRS though, and he has, yeah, so we had to pull away from Vintage even more. But good to see a battle between these two at the back. all very spread out now. Equals really within 3 laps he's gained about 5 seconds and closed right up to his teammate, and this is for the final point. But of course Bradfield has got penalties, so I'm sure he won't be fighting this. I'm sure he'll let his teammate pass, and Equals will be able to go and challenge, hopefully up as far up as P7. Might be a bit far actually, but at least up to Shadows. We can't see the blimmin' time, so we can't actually tell. Yeah, the parks is a bit too far in front, so yeah, definitely can challenge up for P8 though, where Shadows is, because he's got penalties. And yeah, he's got 3 seconds. Dylan's got 12 seconds. Equals has got none. Yeah, Bradfield's down to 5 seconds now as well, so, and he might have potential for getting some removed. Equals, there we go, does get the move done. 5.5 between the top.
I've had 15 seconds of penalties and it wasn't even my fault.
Yeah, I know. Well, the last one was. Just because you overtook on a yellow flag.
But he was on the he was racing though.
Yeah, but it's a yellow flag.
That's no, I know.
Yeah.
Straight in.
It is, yeah. You're going to be busy as it adds penalties that people don't get when you rejoin. Oh, for goodness sake, yeah, Tango's right. Tango knows all about that. But yeah, it will. I'll screenshot it just before I cross the line at the end with the penalties. If I remember, that's what I'll do. Or I'll at least look at it, and then just before they cross the line I'll look at it, and then obviously it'll show up on the stream. I can look back on it. How close? Yeah, Bev's within 2.6 now, so these medium tyres are easily going to go to the end. He might be able to close up to Liam, and McKenty's getting past Adam for P12. I wonder who's got fastest lap at the moment. Let's have a look. Detail. Where is fastest lap? There we go.
McKenty.
Yeah, it is McKenty, a 1:10.0 at the moment. Obviously, he came in to get the fastest lap as he has done the last couple of weeks. As Jake Stay gets a 3-second penalty. And yeah, I think Curly Red's coming to do the same. And we're about to see a battle here. Marcy's getting past Vintage. Jake Slay, yeah, he's managed to pull away from Theo. Let's take the fastest lap off though. We'll go and gap to the go on the interval. 6.2 now between 3rd and 4th. It's all looking good. Yeah, after penalties on, they cross the line. I will if I remember. The parts are looking good. Well, for P6 really, isn't it? Because of all the penalties Jake's got. So yeah, Jake's going to lose out quite a lot. And Dylan's catching up to Shadders. Oh, they're going to go side by side through here. And Dylan, well, he would have got a warning for that, but he wanted to position. I don't think he cares about penalties so much. As Sloth gets another penalty. He's up to 6 seconds now, and yeah, 12 seconds for Dylan already. McKenty's on 17. Marcy gets a 3-second penalty. Yeah, we said at the beginning this is going to be the worst track for penalties. 100% is, as Curly Red gets another one. It's just flashing up all the time. Looks like Sloth has Becker covered. Yeah, definitely. Although he's been on those tyres for 11 laps, so they might really fall off the cliff at the end. But Weisheng really has just stormed away, hasn't he? I think he's just got the strategy better, as McKenty's got another penalty. I wonder if Sloth's got wing damage there. He hasn't. He might have minor damage, but the end plate's still there. And yeah, he's got 6 seconds of penalties, but even with that, it's 8.3 clear of Becker in 3rd. So yeah, I agree with Cryptic. Soft's got her covered. We'll keep an eye on it though. There's only 2 laps left to go. Weisheng, and here he is, the leader. Mastered this race, start to finish. And again, I've got to say, it's great to see all 20 cars. I hope they do anyway. All 20 of them finish the race. Back-to-back races, League One and Championship. If we can get the same in the Premier League tomorrow, it'd be great to have a whole weekend with no DNFs. Of course, we had a VSC earlier on, but we haven't had a full safety car, have we? Not going to this late on either. But DT Bevs and Liam, it's 1.5. I think it might just be a bit too much. DT Bevs really needs to put his foot down if he wants to get that 4th place, which would be an absolutely remarkable effort from him, especially after the spin early on. And even for Liam, of course, he's been out the session, he had a spin of his own, and he's still P4. It's been great for him. Jake stays in the pits. He's going to be going for the fastest lap then. I don't think his mechanics are ready though, are they? They're definitely not ready. He is. I know it says lap 35, but he is a lap down, so he might have been caught out there. Weisscheng's got a 3-second penalty. There we go, he's not perfect. Yeah, the gap is closing for Welsh Maldonado, but still not enough. Where is Weisscheng? And there he is, going through sector 2. Oh, it's just been a masterclass, hasn't it? Start to finish. It was the start that did it, and it got him that gap to Sloth. Sloth managed to close the gap up. But after a bit of battling between them, just for a couple of laps this time, not the 25 laps that they had in Bahrain together, Sloth gets another 3-second penalty, and now it's only 3.8 the gap. So Sloth needs to be careful in his final sector, but I think he's still okay. Been an incredible effort from Weisscheng. He just managed to pull away the strategy he got right. As soon as the pits were done, that was it. He managed to pull away. He comes through the wall of champions now. He hits the wall. He doesn't care though. He's weaving across the line. Weisscheng wins the Canadian Grand Prix. Penalties, there we go. Sloth's going to come home in second. He's just about going to hold on to it. Another couple of laps, I think he would have lost it. Sloth takes P2 then. Penalties are added, which makes it look like a comfortable win for Weisscheng. Welsh Maldonado, here we go then. Finally, a podium for Ferrari, and Welsh Maldonado gets her name on the podium. Only 3 seconds off second in the end. Brilliant race from her, absolutely incredible. And look how close Liam and Bevs are. Oh, so unlucky for DT Bevs there. The fan base would have been going wild. But Bevs just misses out on 4th. Liam takes that. Jake's got so many penalties, he's going to fall back, isn't he? But Lepard to win 7th. He does get that P6. Dylan's got lots of penalties himself, so he'll drop that. I think Shadders is going to take 7th. I think Shadders will get 7th here. Let's have a look. No, he doesn't. He had penalties himself, or maybe it's because he left the session. But Equaz up to 7th. Bradfield up to 10th. But we do think Shadders was pushed further back because he left the session. So we'll keep our eyes on that one then.
They've got no track limit penalty, nothing.
Equaz it's given driver of the day to. Dylan doing amazing. Dylan was absolutely brilliant. We'll go through the whole results soon.
It's always Jake the Slayer, isn't it?
What is?
Done me last week, now he's done me again.
Dylan is a quality driver, yeah. He's definitely in a promotion hunt for going up to the championship. Up the boys, go on, son saying Sam Drew. Yes, Becca saying young Tommy, so's Cryptic, yeah, very happy for her. Never ever ever again saying Kelly, that's Jonesy, yeah, I think he finished over a lap down. He's not sure if he's having controller issues again. Disaster for Jake 46, but yeah, great to have him back with us as well. He managed to get P8 in the end. Might be 9 though, because Shadders might be further up because he left the session. It might have put him further down. Equaz gave driver of the day to. We're going to have our own vote for driver of the day as we normally do, but I think Welsh Maldonado might have something to say about that. No penalties as well, that's incredible. Try and get them in the pie. Yeah, let's have a look. Or quickly go through the back. Yeah, McKenty got the fastest lap, so it's a consolation point there for him. Yeah, unfortunately there's a few that are lapped in the end, but some of them went for the fastest lap too, so that doesn't help. But yeah, Jake the Slayer, it's been feeling ill as he said, but unfortunately for him down in P18. Ayrton and Theo 14-15, Vintage did well in 16th. Adam just misses out on the points unfortunately, as does McKenty. Dylan, as we said, a great race, and the Parker did well to recover from that. I think we've been through everyone now, but Weisscheng takes the crown. I'll quickly see if any of our podium sitters are going to join us. Of course, we stick it on penalty, so we'll have a look through that. Who finished on the podium? I don't think Sloth will join us. He never normally does when he's on the podium. Weisscheng's gone offline, so we won't bother inviting him. We'll see if Becca can talk to us. Oh, GG podium Maldonado deserves driver of the day. Yeah, will definitely be one of the 3 that I'm going to be nominating for it in the driver of the day vote. And there we go, she joins us in the party as well. How was that first podium for you then?
Not bad. I was more impressed myself. I got no penalties in the podium, but yeah, I'll take that.
Oh, I don't know how anyone can get no penalties around it. It's a horrible track. Can't stand it. The track limits are horrible on it. But yeah, he must have been laughing when he made so many places up in the first couple of laps.
I hadn't got a clue what was going on, right? There was like a huge like bomb of drivers that like crashed into each other, so I just skipped past that, and away we go. It's a bit of a boring race to me, to be honest. It's like there's no one around me, but yeah, it'll do. Yeah, I'll take it.
yeah, you managed to avoid it. I mean, a lot of drivers didn't because they had to pit for wing damage, but you took your opportunity, and obviously then Liam had his spin as well. I'm not sure if you knew that he spun or. But yeah, he spun when he was on the medium tyres, which made him have to pit and change his wing, and then you managed to fend him off pretty easily.
Yeah, I did. I saw you lost positions, but yeah, do you know what? I'll take anyone hitting the wall and damaging the wing to Anzu for me to gain positions. But, good for the constructors as well. So yeah,
definitely
bad.
P3 and P5 for Ferrari. So yeah, thank you for joining us. And well, hopefully we can get some more podiums later on in the season as well. Anyway, that is going to finish us there for the championship today. We'll be back for the Premier League tomorrow, and we'll hope to see you all then. And good night.